Hello caffeine fiends and welcome to another video for www.getbean.com. I'm the Mean Bean Machine and today we're looking at something interesting because it is Trip CBD infused cold brew coffee. Now I've reviewed kind of CBD coffee before on the site. I wasn't too impressed. I don't really need CBD. It's sort of used for kind of anti-anxiety or to help with sleep, and I've kind of argued the points of it's not really worth putting in something that's so caffeinated then as coffee, but I don't use it regularly or need it regularly, and I have heard arguments saying no, it does help for anxiety, especially during the present situation where we're in lockdowns, can't necessarily go outside, and if you get the right sort of coffee, it helps because it's kind of anti-jittery, which I note is actually part of the marketing here. Jitter-free energy, it specifically says that, and I've read something on I think it might be the Independent, saying that it was useful in terms of having that little pick-me-up but without the jitters. So I remain open-minded. So this is kind of interesting. 24-hour brew time, jitter-free energy, smooth black, dairy-free, so it's vegan, which is good for myself because I am a vegan, and sugar-free, which I'm less bothered about. I do like sweet things, but in the long run, it claims to be good. So no added sugar, claims to have no calories, which is rubbish. Everything has calories, but in real terms, it claims to have no calories, and 15 milligrams of broad spectrum CBD. So for those not in the know, I have covered this before, but CBD is the non-psychoactive part of cannabis, so it's therefore legal because it doesn't have that effect, that psychoactive effect. However, it is supposed to be good for pain. CBD oil is specifically used for kind of arthritis or for anxiety, or as I've kind of mentioned, not being able to sleep. So we're going to give it a try as a cold brew. Of the kind of warm coffees I've had it with, I'm not too sold, but it might be better as a cold brew. Now this was actually a gift, so I can't give you the exact price and place from where I got it from. But doing a bit of research, some of the high-end places in London are selling it. So I believe Liberty's are selling these 250 milliliter cans for like £3. I think somewhere else, one of the other kind of big, well-known, what are they called? Like department stores. I can't think which one, but it's selling it for like £3.45. I don't know if that was Harrods or somewhere. Anyway, which is ridiculous for 250 milliliters. I have a feeling you can probably get, these for £2.30 in more down to earth places. And I know you can buy a 6-pack for about 16 quid. So yeah, that's what we're looking at, and you can go on the website and check them out. I'll put a few more details up on screen, but it's probably a little pricey for what I'd like. But then cold brew is usually quite expensive because it's gone through the coffee. It's like paying for a cup of coffee and then the canning and whatever process. Plus now you've got the CBD oil involved. Anyway, we'll pop this open, pour it out, see what we think. Honestly, it doesn't say a lot about the coffee, which is my whole back. Like, this is a coffee review site, not a CBD review site. Perhaps if I could get away with reviewing cannabis, maybe I would. But unfortunately, the country I presently live, it is not legal. Anyway, so yeah, we'll pop it open. It doesn't say anything about the coffee, which instantly makes me suspect, but pop it open, see what we think. Ooh, it smells nice. It's got a lovely kind of coffee, almost cocoa-y smell. Does smell nice, I'll give it that. Really nice, really rich, kind of chocolatey almost. Pour it out. Ooh, spill it everywhere. Once you do. That's nice. So it comes out, it doesn't come out as kind of, as you can see, I've spilt it everywhere, like the peasant I am. But yeah, it's got this nice kind of foamy head, so it doesn't come out as a kind of thin, sometimes cold brew can come out as this kind of thin, just kind of brown water, which you don't want. But it's got the nice oily head. Again, I think that might be part of the effect of having CBD in it, but whatever. Now what I'm expecting is for a sort of floral note from the CBD oil. CBD tends to give off that slight, obviously, cannabis flavour. For those that don't know what cannabis tastes like, one, stop lying to yourself, and two, it's slightly floral. It's a plant, but it has that kind of floral note to it. So CBD tends to, raise up this kind of oily light note on top of the coffee. So we'll give it a go. See what we think. So it smells lovely, by the way, and that head's kind of settled down. So yeah, so it's almost overpowering the coffee there. You do have kind of deep coffee notes, darker coffee notes right at the bottom of that, but I would say the main flavour of that is the CBD oil, and not in an unpleasant way. It's just not what I'd expect from a cold brew, if you see what I mean. And obviously this isn't your standard cold brew. But I'm trying to kind of think of the right word. So there's not a lot of richness to it. There is a lot of richness to it, but there's not a lot for the coffee connoisseur. I think for someone who enjoys a coffee and then wants to use CBD products, this is kind of quite nice, because it's not just like, oh yeah, that's an oily CBD product that we've tried to mix with coffee for the kind of novelty aspect. I think there probably is some thought behind this if we can make a nice coffee with CBD oil, but also I feel whoever has approached this probably hasn't approached it from the coffee side. So I mean, that's just my thoughts. It's not, necessarily the case, but I'm not getting, the CBD doesn't overpower the coffee, but it's not a rich coffee thing with like, oh, and there's light notes of CBD. Without a doubt, you're drinking that and going, there's something in that, let's have another sip, see what we think again. So almost has a carbonated sense to it. It's not carbonated, but it's almost tastes like that. There's something there. It's almost like having a flat fizzy drink. And again, I think that's the oil kind of permeating through the coffee. But there is kind of dark bass notes, and then they've balanced it well, is what I will say. There is kind of they've got kind of bassy coffee notes, and then high, light floral CBD notes. So it's a nice balanced drink, which I think is missing in a lot of kind of CBD products. There's no balance, and they've balanced this really well. However, as a coffee connoisseur, I'm going to be honest, this is not my favourite type of coffee. But then it's certainly a nice drink. It's nice and refreshing, which again, a lot of cold brews fail to hit the mark on that. And I would say in warmer times, this is quite nice. And I think you could comfortably kind of drink that throughout the day, function at a working level, and just be a bit more relaxed if that's how it works for you. And I would say this is probably quite a nice product just to chill out with in the evenings, maybe during the afternoon. You just go, you know what, I just want something to calm me down. And I think this is quite nice. It's a nice coffee flavour, but let's not big it up too much in terms of the coffee. You are getting that CBD taste through. So yeah, it's a pleasant drink. It's not for me because I would have liked something more coffee-y, but I can see myself enjoying that in situations where basically you need to forget that it's coffee, if you see what I mean. I like the coffee flavour because I like coffee, but if you open it expecting it a strong coffee flavour, then you're going to be disappointed. So if you approached it with the mindset of I would like a relaxing, refreshing drink that's not sweet, then yes, I can see myself drinking this quite comfortably. So yeah, I like that quite a lot, and I think that's a good for what it's supposed to do. So yeah, I think that's a nice drink to try. Let's just review what I've said about that coffee there with my notepad here. So I've given it 3 stars, as you can see. I was tempted to give it 2 just because the coffee side of it didn't appeal to me, but it is actually a pleasant drink, and I really do kind of enjoy it. It's growing on me the more I kind of sip from it, and it's quite a relaxing, refreshing, beverage. I possibly would have got more had it had a more kind of coffee flavour to it, but I'm a coffee reviewer, I'm not a CBD reviewer. I am open to a career change should anyone be hiring, haha. But presently, it's 3 stars from me. But if you're looking for slightly different things, you might be tempted to go kind of higher, lower, depending on what you're looking for. So that's the Tripped CBD Infused. A bit of research, actually, we found out the coffee is from Guatemala. Now, it's a UK-based company. They're based in Kilburn in London, and the London coffee scene is kind of shooting off at the moment. So, they may kind of evolve on the coffee side of that further down the line. What I did find out, though, is that they do other CBD drinks like peach and ginger CBD infused, and I think maybe like a lime and mint one, which I think may, in terms of drinks, kind of benefit the CBD flavour a bit more. And as a drink, you may go, oh, those notes and those tones are more complementary. I think maybe they've just gotten on the kind of coffee hype because cold brew is big now. And also, it appeals to the hipster crowd, the CBD and the cold brew coffee. So I would be really actually interested in trying those other drinks, although I won't be reviewing them here. It's elderflower and mint is their other one, again, which I think would be kind of really pleasant and maybe slightly sweeter. Now the price varies from place to place wherever you go, but the average price I found for a can of like 250 millilitres is like £3. So average cup of coffee in London, fine, yeah. Not a lot about brew instructions. It's cold brew, keep it in the fridge. Because there is no brew instructions, you open the can, lovely. So notes, in general, nice and refreshing, not a strong coffee flavour, that's true, but it's a pleasant one. But high and low notes are well balanced, as we kind of covered. Would buy again as a pleasant drink, but not for the coffee aspect. I think if I were, so I'm not a drinker, I don't drink alcohol, but if I were to go to a barbecue or a party, when we can again in the summer, I would probably quite happily take a few of those just to chill out with. And if they do have that effect of helping you relax, I think they would be a really good kind of nice social drink. They're a bit pricey to take a few, but if everyone's got a couple of cans, beers, I would have no problem taking a couple of those out, So yeah, I think as a first coffee review of the year, that's a good start. Thank you for watching. Do check us out at www.getbean.com. Smash those like and subscribe buttons. And we'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.